What if I told you that medieval gardeners, the same people we imagine struggling to survive, actually held a secret? 9 remarkable crops they planted once and harvested for decades. While today's gardeners chase fussy hybrids that need perfect soil, endless watering, and constant pampering, our ancestors took a different path. Peasants and monks relied on perennial vegetables, plants so resilient they laughed at drought, shrugged off frost, and kept producing year after year. These weren't just survival gardens. They were living pantries that quietly fed entire villages through harsh winters and lean years. Modern science is finally catching up to what those old gardeners already knew. USDA Perennial Crop Research 2023 found that perennial vegetables boost soil carbon by 40% and cut replanting labor nearly in half. Cornell University Extension confirms their deep roots nurture soil microbes and retain moisture, perfect for aging hands that prefer tending, not toiling. So today, we're rediscovering 9 forgotten forever crops. Tough, useful, and timelessly beautiful. Let's start with the one that out-celeries celery itself. Number 1, Lovage. Back in medieval monasteries, no kitchen garden was complete without a towering stand of lovage. It was the salt and pepper of the age, used in soups, stews, and even herbal tonics. Monks swore by it not just for flavor, but for how effortlessly it grew. When other plants wilted or demanded care, lovage simply stood tall and thrived. At first bite, you'd swear it's celery, bright, aromatic, a little peppery, but stronger and far easier to grow. This hardy perennial can reach 6 feet tall, with every part of the plant earning its keep. The leaves for seasoning, the roots for winter storage, and the seeds for spice blends or tea. It's a true zero-waste herb. And here's why it still deserves a place in a modern garden. Lovage doesn't need pampering. It thrives in poor soil, tolerates drought, and returns faithfully each spring. According to USDA Plant Adaptation Research 2021, lovage outperforms most annual herbs in cold and dry climates, making it perfect for gardeners who prefer to work smarter, not harder. Even better, University of Minnesota Extension reports that lovage attracts pollinators like bees and butterflies, improving biodiversity wherever it's planted. For seniors, it's a dream crop, tall enough to snip without bending, self-seeding naturally, and forgiving if you forget to water now and then. Plant it once, and you'll never buy celery again. Your soups will thank you, your back will thank you, and your garden will keep giving long after you stop asking. Number 2, parsley. If you stepped into a medieval cottage kitchen, you'd almost certainly find bunches of parsley hanging from the rafters, a simple green that did double duty as both food and medicine. Long before toothpaste or fancy seasonings, parsley was the go-to herb for freshening breath and transforming plain stew into something memorable. It was the humble hero that never asked for much, yet always delivered. Parsley is technically a biennial, meaning it completes its life cycle in 2 years. But once established, it self-seeds so reliably that it behaves like a perennial, returning each season without you lifting a finger. It thrives in sun or parched shade, making it adaptable to nearly any garden. Science agrees with what our ancestors knew intuitively. The USDA Nutrient Database confirms parsley is packed with vitamin C, vitamin K, and potent antioxidants that promote healthy circulation. According to the Harvard Health Review, regular intake of parsley may help lower inflammation and support bone density, 2 things that matter more as the years add up. For seniors, parsley is an easy win. It grows beautifully in raised beds or window boxes, where you can simply snip leaves as needed. The more you harvest, the more it grows, a true cut and come-again crop. A handful of green that's been healing kitchens and people for over 800 years. Number 3, Chervil. In the quiet corners of medieval monastery gardens, one herb earned a special nickname, the herb of grace. Chervil, with its delicate, lace-like leaves and soft aroma, was prized for its subtle elegance. French cooks still treasure it today as part of Fine's herbs, a blend that adds gentle sophistication to eggs, fish, and soups. Unlike bold herbs that shout their flavor, Chervil whispers, a graceful mix of parsley and a hint of anise. It thrives where others falter. Cool, shady corners that most plants avoid. Medieval gardeners knew to tuck it near stone walls or under taller herbs where sunlight softened, giving Chervil the serenity it prefers. Modern science gives it more credit than ever. UC Davis Plant Sciences research found that Chervil is rich in carotenoids and flavonoids, compounds that help protect vision and support overall eye health. If you decide to grow it, skip the transplanting. Chervil hates being moved. Direct sow the seeds in spring and again in late summer for 2 productive seasons. Keep the soil moist but not soggy, and it will quietly reward you. Soft flavor, soft soil, soft touch. Chervil is gardening for the gentle heart. The kind of plant that reminds you not everything in life needs to shout to make an impression. Number 4. Good King Henry. Once called Lincolnshire asparagus in Old English gardens, Good King Henry was the secret star of medieval kitchens, a single plant that gave 3 different vegetables in one season. In early spring, it sent up tender shoots that tasted remarkably like asparagus. By summer, its leaves took center stage, serving as a rich, earthy spinach substitute. And by late season, it produced tiny green buds that cooked up like miniature broccoli florets. Talk about efficiency. 1 plant, 3 crops, no replanting required. Even better, this perennial green thrives where others struggle. Poor soil? No problem. Frost? It shrugs it off. Forget to water? It will forgive you. Medieval families relied on it through food shortages and hard winters because it just wouldn't quit. Modern science confirms its worth. The Cornell Food Lab, 2020, found that Good King Henry contains more iron and vitamin C than spinach, making it both a nutrient powerhouse and a symbol of resilience. The USDA Soil Ecology Unit adds that its deep, fibrous roots help stabilize soil on slopes, preventing erosion, a quiet service for the health of your garden. If you're looking for a plant that earns its space 100 times over, this is it. Hardy, nutritious, generous, a true gift from the past. It's the plant that fed families through famine and could feed yours through any season. Number 5. Cardoon. Imagine planting something that looks like it belongs beside a medieval castle, 5 feet tall, with silvery leaves that shimmer like armor under sunlight. Meet the Cardoon, the artichoke's dramatic cousin and one of the grandest edible perennials you can grow. Medieval gardeners treasured it for its beauty and abundance. While artichokes were prized for their tender hearts, Cardoon turned that idea on its head. The stems are the true delicacy, thick, meaty, and tasting just like artichoke hearts, but available in much greater quantities. Cooks of the Middle Ages used every bit of it. Raw stems in salads, tender flower buds in soups, and blanched stalks roasted beside game meats. Today, this forgotten vegetable is being rediscovered by sustainable gardeners for its bold flavor and stunning form. Science gives it extra credit. According to University of California Agriculture, 2022, Cardoon cultivation increases organic soil matter by up to 25%, enriching the ground with each growing season. Its strong taproots also aerate compacted soil, improving fertility for neighboring plants. Why did such a remarkable plant disappear? Simply because it takes a little prep, peeling and blanching the stems before cooking. But the reward is worth every minute. Cardoon is a feast for both the eyes and the table. Low maintenance, long-lived, and breathtakingly regal. It's like growing a castle in your garden, one that feeds you for years. Number 6. Skirret. Long before sugar made its way into every pantry, monks in medieval Europe carried something special from monastery to monastery. Skirret, known as the candy root. In an age when sweetness was a luxury, this humble perennial root was prized for its naturally honeyed flavor and ability to grow in even the most neglected soils. Each plant produces clusters of slender white roots that taste like a cross between carrots and parsnips, earthy, tender, and just a little sweet. The beauty of Skirret lies in its generosity. Plant it once, and it rewards you for decades. You can dig up a few roots whenever you need them, leaving the rest to multiply underground. It's like having a living pantry that never runs out. Modern science finally explains what medieval gardeners knew by instinct. The USDA nutrient database lists Skirret as rich in natural sugars, dietary fiber, and potassium, nutrients that support heart health and steady energy. Meanwhile, a UC Davis root crop study, 2020, found that perennial root systems like Skirret's double soil microbe diversity compared to annual carrots. In other words, it doesn't just feed you, it nourishes the earth too. Skirret thrives in partial shade and moist, loamy soil, though it's forgiving if you forget to water. The roots get sweeter after the first frost, making late fall the perfect harvest time. To gather your bounty, simply pull a few clusters and leave the rest to keep growing. It's slow food in the truest sense, patient, enduring, and deeply rewarding. The kind of plant that asks for little but gives back endlessly. The sweetest reward for patience, a root that keeps on giving. Number 7. Fennel. Few plants capture the heart of a Mediterranean garden like fennel. Feathery, fragrant, and fiercely independent. Medieval cooks used its delicate fronds to wrap fish before roasting, infusing meals with that light, sweet anise aroma that made simple dishes feel luxurious. Unlike finicky crops that need constant care, fennel practically thrives on neglect. Its deep taproot acts like a natural well, reaching moisture far below the surface, meaning you can skip the daily watering. It laughs at drought, poor soil, and even mild neglect, reseeding itself generously year after year. Science backs up its resilience. The USDA Climate Hub notes that fennel's long roots help reduce soil erosion and retain moisture, making it ideal for dry regions or gardens that need less work. On the health front, the Harvard Medical Review highlights fennel's compounds that aid digestion, reduce bloating, and improve circulation, something your stomach and your heart will both appreciate. To grow it, just give it full sun and decent drainage. Harvest the bulbs when they're tennis ball sized, snip the fronds for garnish anytime, and let a few plants flower so you can collect seeds for next year's crop. Plant it once, forget it, and it'll still feed you like an old friend. Number 8. Purslane. It's funny how the plants we once cursed often turn out to be the ones we need most. Take purslane, that little succulent that sneaks between cracks in the sidewalk or spreads across your flower beds. Most gardeners pull out by the handful, but medieval cooks, they treasured it. Its juicy, lemony leaves added crunch to salads and soups at a time when fresh greens were rare. Here's what they didn't know, but science now confirms. Purslane is one of the most nutrient-dense plants on Earth. According to the USDA Nutrient Data Laboratory, it contains more omega-3 fatty acids than most fish, along with high levels of vitamins A and C. The Cornell Nutrition Research Center, 2021, found that its unique mix of antioxidants and fatty acids helps reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and support healthy aging. A true superfood hiding in plain sight. Growing it couldn't be easier. Purslane thrives in poor soil, full sun, and neglect. It loves heat, needs no fertilizer, and spreads effortlessly, perfect for low-effort gardeners or anyone looking for a summer crop that keeps on giving. You can eat it raw for a crisp bite, saute it like spinach, or toss it into soups at the last minute for a tangy lift. The plant that grows where others quit and feeds you like a king. Number 9. Rhubarb. Rhubarb is the perfect example of how resilience can be delicious. To the medieval gardener, it was both food and medicine. The tart, ruby red stalks went into pies and preserves, while the roots were dried and ground into tonics for digestion. Technically, rhubarb is a vegetable pretending to be a fruit, but its charm lies in timing. When the rest of the garden is still asleep under spring frost, rhubarb is already pushing up bold red stalks through the cold soil, ready for harvest. The USDA Agricultural Research Service, ARS, lists rhubarb as one of the longest-living edible perennials, capable of thriving for 20 to 30 years in the same spot. It's also rich in polyphenol, powerful antioxidants linked to reduced inflammation and improved vascular health. Just remember, the stalks are edible, but the leaves are toxic due to oxalic acid. Plant rhubarb crowns in rich, well-drained soil. Give them a little compost each spring, and they'll reward you with decades of tangy abundance. Rhubarb is the first to wake in spring, proof that resilience can be beautiful. Why medieval perennials worked. Medieval gardeners didn't have soil tests or climate models. Yet their plant once, harvest forever system mirrored what today's scientists call regenerative agriculture. Modern research proves what they practiced by instinct. The USDA Climate Hub 2023 reports that fall-planted perennials keep soil biologically active through winter, storing vital carbon and nitrogen that would otherwise wash away. Meanwhile, the University of Kansas Agroecology Lab found that perennial root systems double soil structure stability and microbial diversity compared to annual crops. Those deep, established roots create underground highways for earthworms and beneficial fungi, the real workers of a healthy garden. From a practical standpoint, perennials also mean less labor. According to UC Davis Horticultural Science, plants with deep roots reduce irrigation needs by up to 40%, making them ideal for gardeners who prefer steady, easy maintenance over constant watering. These weren't just survival crops. They were smart design long before the term sustainability existed. Medieval gardeners didn't fight nature. They partnered with it. Practical tips for senior gardeners. A thriving garden doesn't have to mean aching knees or heavy lifting. With a few thoughtful adjustments, you can enjoy all the rewards of gardening, minus the strain. Raised beds. Build them 24 to 30 inches high, so you can garden while standing or sitting. It's easier on your back and perfect for harvesting without kneeling. Watering. Install soaker hoses with simple timers. They keep plants evenly hydrated while saving you from hauling watering cans. Tools. Look for lightweight aluminum tools with wide handles, designed for arthritic hands. Comfort makes gardening safer and more enjoyable. Routine. Spring. Clear mulch, add compost. Summer. Light weeding and harvesting. Fall. Prune and protect roots with mulch for winter. Beyond the physical benefits, gardening offers something deeper. The American Psychological Association 2022 found that regular gardening reduces depression by up to 30% in adults over 65. The rhythm of tending, watching, and harvesting is more than exercise. It's therapy. Your garden doesn't have to be hard work. It just has to keep you connected. Centuries ago, gardeners didn't plant for quick harvests. They planted for permanence. Every seed had a purpose. Nourishment, medicine, or simply the comfort of knowing something living would endure through the seasons. Over time, we traded that wisdom for convenience, annual crops, instant results, and store-bought produce. But it's not too late to bring that heritage back into our own backyards. Start small. Maybe it's Lovage, rising tall each spring with the scent of old kitchens, or rhubarb, pushing through the cold when everything else still sleeps. Plant one perennial this season, and let time do the rest. Because every perennial you grow is more than food, it's memory. Each root and leaf connects you to generations of gardeners who worked with the earth, not against it. Each seed you plant is a small act of remembrance, a nod to those who grew before us, and a gift to those who will walk your garden path long after you. Keep growing, keep smiling, and remember, the simplest gardens often last the longest.